Hi everyone, Adam here, and this is what I watched for December 2025. Just a quick overview of the movies I either saw at the cinema or first time watches. Alright, so let's get into it. On the 4th, I went to the cinema to see National Lampoon's Vacation. Most people know this as a Christmas classic, but I'm sure most of you know the plot. But here's a synopsis anyway. It's Christmas time and the Griswolds are preparing for a family seasonal celebration, but things never run smoothly for Clark, his wife Ellen, and the two kids. Clark's continual bad luck is worsened by his obnoxious family guest, but he manages to keep going, knowing that his Christmas bonus is due soon. Yeah, this is a standard Christmas movie. I do think it's one of the best Christmas movies. We can all relate to, dealing with family at Christmas. But mine are cool. I have to say that. Of course, there's Beverly D'Angelo, who plays a, so to speak, a straight man to Clark's shenanigans. I mean, it is funny. It's especially near the end where Clark's gone on his rant when he doesn't get his bonus. All about Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye. I mean, of course, Cousin Eddie is another classic character. Of course, Cousin Eddie played by Randy Quaid. Now, there is a National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation 2. I have seen it. And if you haven't, don't. It's one of the worst sequels I've ever seen. It's actually one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It was actually made for TV, so yeah. But yeah, I mean, Christmas Vacation is always fun to watch around Christmas. On the 5th, I watched Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Here's a synopsis. 1 year since a supernatural nightmare at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, the stories about what transpired there have been twisted into a campy local legend inspiring the town's first ever Faz Fest. With the truth about what transpired kept from her, Abby sneaks out to reconnect with Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy, setting into motion a terrifying series of events that will reveal dark secrets about the true origins of Freddy and unleash a long-forgotten horror hidden away for decades. I'll be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of the first one, but I thought I'd give this one a chance and see if maybe they'd improve in some things. They didn't. But look, I'll give it credit for actually putting some jump scares in this one. But I don't know, this franchise isn't working for me. I've never played the games, but that shouldn't matter. You've got to make it accessible to people who haven't. The plot was a little convoluted too. I will say the acting was fine, but I don't know. I do think it's a case of where you have to be a fan of the game to enjoy it a bit more, which isn't always the case with video game movies. But this one, it's just, to me, average. On the 6th, I watched a movie called Santa Jaws. Yep. Here's a synopsis. Trying to survive the family Christmas, Cody makes a wish to be alone, which ends up backfiring when a shark manifests and kills his entire family. Okay, what can I say about this? Honestly, wasn't good, but it wasn't as terrible as I thought it was going to be. It's not the worst. I think they were trying to make a movie. But, the shark is brought to life because the main character is kind of like an aspiring comic book artist who draws a shark that comes to life. It has a Santa hat on its fin. It's not good, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I do have a quick review of it. I did it while wearing a Santa-themed mankini. That's not a joke, I really did. But yeah, it wasn't great though. I mean, it's not a good movie at all, and the special effects weren't very good. But there was a bit of humour in it with a self-absorbed influencer character, and I didn't think the main child actor did too bad a job, to be honest. On the 7th, I watched Dead of Winter. Here's a synopsis. Wrong place, wrong crime. A widowed fisherwoman travelling alone through snowbound northern Minnesota interrupts the kidnapping of a teenage girl. Hours from the nearest town and with no phone service, she realises that she is the young girl's only hope. What's interesting about this is seeing Emma Thompson play pretty much a different role than what she usually does. In a way, she's kind of like an action hero. It's an interesting take. I think she does really well. And Judy Greer, who actually plays a bad guy in this, which was interesting to see. I don't think it's too bad. It's not great, but it's not awful. It's perfectly watchable. And visually, it does look great as well. The snow setting the ice, it is well shot and well made. But, it's not awful, but not great. But like I said, completely watchable. And it's good just to see a couple of actors play against type. I thought they did a really good job. On the 12th of December, I watched Silent Night, Deadly Night, the newest remake. Here's the plot. After witnessing his parents' brutal murder on Christmas Eve, Billy transforms into Killer Santa, delivering a yearly spree of calculated, chilling violence. This year, his blood-soaked mission collides with love as a young woman challenges him to confront his darkness. Yeah, this was definitely a movie that, look, I'll give it credit for not doing exactly the same as the original Silent Night, Deadly Night. It does add its own thing. It's still pretty much a man in a Santa outfit, murdering people. There is a motivation for it. I won't go into it, which I personally found kind of silly. I don't think it fit the tone of the movie. But some okay kills, but I mean, a lot of people have been enjoying it, and that's fine. I just found it very average. I think Rowan Campbell did all right, but there is a few plot holes in it I won't go into. But it seems a lot of people are loving it, or liking it. I just thought it was average, to be honest. I mean, here's the thing, let's be honest. Like, the original Silent Night, Deadly Night can be a fun movie, but it's not what you call a good movie, to be honest. And this wasn't, to me, this wasn't that good. On the 16th, went to the cinema to watch Home Alone. Of course, everybody knows the story. 8-year-old Kevin McAllister makes the most of a situation after his family unwittingly leaves him behind when they go on Christmas vacation. When thieves try to break into his home, he puts up a fight like no other. Of course, everybody's seen Home Alone, just about. Christmas classic, and it has a lot of heart. Of course, what we really remember is, of course, Kevin setting up all the traps. The thing is, like, Kevin's not really a jerk. It's his family. It's his family that are kind of horrible. Although Uncle Frank is a pretty funny character. He's just so horrible. I mean, it is probably one of the most wholesome movies about child neglect, to be honest. But yeah, it does have a lot of heart. I mean, essentially, especially at the later half, it becomes a live-action cartoon when the thieves, Harry and Marv, keep falling for his traps. But yeah, it still holds up pretty well. On the 19th, I watched Avatar, Fire and Ash. Of course, the third in the trilogy, because that's how trilogies work. Here's a synopsis. The world of Pandora will change forever in the wake of the devastating war against the RDA and the loss of their eldest son. Jake Sully and Neytiri face a new threat on Pandora. The Ash people, violent and power-hungry Na'vi tribe led by ruthless Varang. Jake's family must fight for their survival and the future of Pandora in a conflict that pushes them to their emotional and physical limits. visually, as you'd expect, this is great, but I found the story to be a bit lacking. I think, I don't know, I thought The Way of Water was pretty good, but I don't know. There seemed to be, it does go, it does go for a while, 198 minutes, and there does seem to be a lot of padding. I did see it in 3D, which looks great. Look, don't get me wrong, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. But I think out of the three, I think this is probably the weakest one in my opinion. But like I said, as you'd expect, visually it looks great, and there's some there's some decent action scenes, but I don't know. This one just didn't seem to have. This one just I didn't like as much as the other two, to be honest. And on the 26th, I watched Anaconda, the new one. Here's a synopsis. A group of friends facing midlife crisis head to the rainforest with the intention of remaking their favourite movie from their youth, only to find themselves in a fight for their lives against natural disasters, giant snakes, and violent criminals. Of course, this isn't a sequel or a remake. The movie is actually a plot point. Probably kind of compare it to Tropic Thunder. It's very similar in that kind of vein. So basically, they're trying to remake Anaconda, but of course, I don't have to tell you, things go wrong and the movie becomes quite real. I mean, it's okay. It had some funny moments, but I wouldn't call this a horror at all. This is more a comedy adventure. Jack Black does what he always does. Paul Rudd, I thought, did a good job. Kind of a weird thing for I'll give him credit for not doing a full-on remake, but this isn't a remake or a sequel. It's basically in that world. Anaconda is an actual movie. I didn't mind it. I thought it was good, but not great. But it does get by probably due to its cast. And the snake, I will say, the snake looks pretty good that we see. Okay, so that's going to do it for what I watched for December 2025. Let us know, have you seen any of these? What did you think? Like, comment, subscribe. I'm Adam. Happy New Year, and I'll see you again soon.